A few years ago, a terrible discovery was made in Egypt. Archaeologists uncovered 16 human hands, carefully buried in 4 eerie pits. At first, they did not look much like human hands, they were abnormally large. But they were real. Even stranger, only the right hands were found. Not a single left hand was present. It soon became clear that this was part of a dark ancient ritual. In Egyptian art and legends, there was a ceremony in which warriors would cut off the right hand of their enemies as proof of victory. The Egyptians believed strongly in the afterlife, and to sever a hand meant not only to defeat someone in battle, but to rob them of power forever, even beyond death. This particular find was connected to the struggle between the Egyptians and the Hyksos, a people who once lived in the land known as Canaan. But Egypt has always been the center of history-changing discoveries. Some time ago, archaeologists found an enormous papyrus scroll. When unrolled, it stretched higher than the smallest skyscraper in the world, the Nubi MC Mahon building in Wichita Falls, Texas. Before people wrote on apps, they wrote on papyrus, made from the core of the papyrus plant. Around 2,000 years ago, the ancient Egyptians created texts that looked very much like books, describing their burial traditions and their visions of the afterlife. This particular papyrus is considered one of the most important manuscripts of ancient Egypt, and even today, versions of the so-called Book of the Dead are still sold in bookstores. The scroll was discovered in a chamber south of the Step Pyramid of Djoser in Saqqara. Many believe the pyramids of Giza are the oldest in Egypt, but in truth, Djoser's pyramid is the most ancient of them all. Recently, in Saqqara, archaeologists uncovered one of the oldest and most complete mummies ever found. The remains belonged to a wealthy man, perfectly preserved in a deep shaft, wrapped in layers of gold leaf. His jewelry, a headband and chest bracelet, and the fine embalming showed that he was a person of great influence. Most remarkable of all, his burial chamber was sealed with mortar, exactly as the Egyptians had left it 4,000 years ago. Strangely enough, in 2008, archaeologists also rediscovered the ruins of a long-lost pyramid. It had been destroyed over millennia, leaving only its base. But in ancient times, it was a sacred place. High priests carried out special ceremonies there, honoring the Apis bulls, animals the Egyptians saw as earthly incarnations of the god of Memphis, linked to fertility and power. These sacred bulls were chosen with great care. They had to be completely black, with a single white mark between their horns, and many other precise features. Revered throughout their lives, they were buried with great honor after death. The pyramid connected to these rituals was first noticed by a German archaeologist in Saqqara, who called it the Headless Pyramid. But over the centuries, desert sands buried it completely. Only in modern times, with more systematic excavations, has it returned to the light, another piece of Egypt's endless mystery.